Tonight on the Super Important Show, fish commit crimes. Don't know where your rectum is? You're not alone, although you probably should be. And the Black Eyed Peas finally take on the scourge that is pooping unicorns. I am your host, Dustin Diodato. And unfortunately, Heather Jules Booth could not be here tonight. But good news, we have a wonderful guest co-host, the wonderful Joy Masters. Hello, Joy Masters.
Yes, I'm your backup.
Yes. And we have also a very special guest, stand-up comedian, Will Purpura. Will, how are you?
Hey, I'm great. Yeah, look at this wallpaper. You have no choice but to be great when you're dealing with this stuff.
Will, for folks at home who don't know you, what's your deal? What's going on with you?
Oh, I'm a rambling, gambling, stand-up comedian. I roam around all day. My long-term goal.
Yeah.
Do stand-up in every town in America. Okay, it's just a simple goal. Goal. Do it in every town in America.
Isn't that
I'm a stand-up? Yeah.
Isn't that going to sort of be like that that thing where you can't eat at all the restaurants in New York because eventually there's new ones? Like, aren't there new towns in America all the time? I assume that there are. I don't know how America works. You probably know better.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I'm sure there's like 2-person towns out there.
Yeah.
Just like it's just 2 people, but I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go.
Cool. Well, Joy, the responsibility is now on you to kick us off for World You Crazy. So we're coming to you. What's going on?
You know, there's a lot going on, Dustin.
Okay.
I'm only going to tell you about one thing that's going on.
Okay. Tell me about that thing.
This may come as a surprise. It's about unicorns.
Of course, because if you're going to be on the show, we're going to do unicorns.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. So the Black Eyed Peas. This is the title line, title line.
Yeah.
It says Black Eyed Peas, my humps ripped off by pooping unicorn toy. Lawsuit claims this. So there's this unicorn. It it poops slime, like green slime.
Yeah.
And this is part of the toy. So
it's the selling point of the toy.
Yeah, it's called Poopsie Slime Surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Poopsie. It's a brand. Yeah, it's a brand. I don't think they do anything else. A brand of what?
Do you want to see it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, show it. I'll say so. It's a brand of slime pooping unicorn that currently retails. I mean, I'm not sure how I feel about it, actually. Seeing it and seeing the picture.
Yeah.
You know how much this goes? It retails for like $100 to $300 on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
In addition, the toy also dances.
Uh-huh.
And it's to the song called My Poops, of course. And I guess whenever there's some heart-shaped belly button thing to press, can we just say that unicorn looked a little bit pregnant?
Yeah, they all do. Yeah, they definitely do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't, and I'm not body shaming at all, but it does look like it's expecting like tiny unicorns someday, soon. Anyway, okay, so it does this. It dances along. It dances along to a song.
Topic is asking, does it dance and poop at the same time?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. It doesn't say.
Oh, okay.
We need to do further investigation, Diodato.
Yeah, we will watch the video in a little bit.
Oh yeah. Okay, maybe it'll show us. Okay, so whenever so the manufacturer also produced an animated video in which the unicorns dance to the song, which we will get to see. But yes. I wanted to say that right now, I can't do it. I'm technologically disinclined. Mm. The lawyer, there's a lawyer involved. So the poops actually, they think, infringes on the Black Eyed Peas, My Humps. Now, this song is from 2005. These little pooping unicorns were only been out for a few years, I think. So I don't know. I don't know what the statute of limitations is on that. But the suit claims that it's too close of a composition to be considered. What's it called?
Parody.
Thank you. Yeah. So So they're really going to war over this in the court system. The suit alleges that when BMG became aware of this is the thing. Oh, this is the thing I thought was interesting. Hold on. Let me find out where that was so it reminds me.
Do it.
Oh, okay. It says that lyrics and all that stuff were too close. And then it says, so they released this thing for Christmas in 2018. And then the suit alleges that when BMG, the owner of the song, became aware of the infringement, it sent its cease and desist letter. Apparently, before that, though, it didn't belong to them. It belonged to will.i.am.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that's really interesting that he doesn't own it, that the company does.
I think at some point Black Eyed Peas did that thing where they sell their catalog.
Yeah. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking BMG is just money grubbing, and they're like, oh, because this pooping unicorn has made like millions of dollars. Millions of billions, not billions, but many, many millions.
Right, if they're $100 a piece.
Yeah. To 300. Apparently there's a special one. Anyway, I'm going on too far. But the point is, they just want the money. They probably don't actually care that they're infringed. They just want the money, which I guess is why they do anything.
So I think in order for people to really understand how close the songs are, I think we need to play it. Just for the sake of folks who are watching this later, I will say we are about to play the music video. We're probably going to get copyright infringemented by YouTube. So if you're watching this later, we're about to start it. We will probably have to cut this next part out. So for folks watching live, you're getting a special thing, and we will come back. We'll talk during it, but we'll see what happens. So here we go. I do not know what they mean by getting loopy off her poopy. I don't know who Louis is.
Louis Vuitton, I think.
All right. They just talked about munching on poop pizza.
Here's the belly button.
Topping's asking if their shorts are diapers. It seems like yes, they are.
Yeah, it looks like that. It is sexy.
I mean, this is not a cheap music video.
A good song.
They're sassy.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So, Will, is that my humps, or is that different enough in your mind?
I mean, the theme of the song is completely different. The philosophy behind it is a totally different. It's a totally different meaning.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I think there's some jealousy because this is. I mean, I'm in the process of downloading this song right now. This is a pretty catchy song.
You think it's the new summer hotness is what you think, or the winter hotness? Yeah. Okay.
Oh my God, this is the jam.
Topping is saying that, so they're basically sexy baby unicorns, which is not a sentence that you expect a person to ever say.
No. But Lynette says, wait, yikes on a bike.
Yeah.
And I feel like that sums it up a little bit. You know?
Yeah. And same melody. It's a similar melody. It feels different to me. Like, So yeah.
So how do you get loopy on some poopy? Like, is it like a psychedelic poop that we're talking about? That's what I don't know.
Right.
It doesn't say.
I'm just blown away by the poop on a pizza. Like, why would you be eating a poop pizza? Like, I get that you like pooping, but poop pizza feels like a step too far. I refuse to accept it.
Except that they're pooping glitter, so maybe it's like flavored as well.
Am I imagining something? Tell me if I made this up, but I felt like there was a dietary craze going around where people were putting little traces of poop in their food for health reasons. Am I wrong about that?
Well, that sounds familiar, actually.
I mean, I hope so. I hope you're wrong about it. You're probably not, but doesn't that feel like every doctor in the world should be like, no, poop is out of your body because it should be out of your body. That's why your body made it not be there. But I don't know. I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed by it. But is there anything else you want to talk about with this, Joy, or is that covered?
I think that covers it because honestly, I need to see it in action, and we didn't see it in action.
You didn't see the unicorns pooping?
Yeah.
No. So I don't understand. Do they poop into the diaper and then you have to take the poop out of the diaper, and so this is therefore teaching you how to be a parent?
Mm-hmm.
Or is this just a thing where you poop, whether or not it goes in your diaper, you're like, so people who have a fetish about cleaning up poop can do it or eat it?
You're taking us to dark places, Joy Masters. You're taking us to very dark places.
You were talking about poop pizza. What do you do with pizza? You eat it.
Right. I'm saying it's bad. And I feel like you're getting into fetishes and stuff like that. Like, I feel like you're...
I'm not saying that fetishes are bad. I'm trying to understand the audience, the target audience.
Okay.
That's what I'm putting out there right now.
All right. Do we want to move...
a little something for everyone.
Yes.
It's like all great franchises, it appeals to a mass market.
I remember on a different show, we had a friend of ours, Ali Marjeski, who works in the toy industry. And I asked her, like, what is the most exciting thing happening in toys? And she's like, all toys are about poop now. And I didn't believe her, but she said that, like, that's little kids love poop related toys. And I can say very confidently that as a child, I did not like poop involved in anything. And I definitely didn't want it on pizza. And I definitely didn't want to tell Louis about it, whoever Louis is. I think he's a Louis Vuitton, but we'll see.
Because they talk about a designer bag.
That's
Louis
true.
Vuitton's one.
That's true.
I'm sure that company will be very happy to be in the same sentence, sung by Poop and Unicorn.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like they should be suing just as much as BMG is.
Defamation.
Yeah. I feel like if Michelle were in chat, she would definitely make a defecation, or you know what I mean. You get it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. I don't know words.
I did look up something real quick though.
Yeah.
It said, "Is poopsie slime surprise toxic?" And it says Health Canada's sampling and evaluation program has determined that the toy does not meet the Canadian toy safety requirements.
Oh
my God.
Boric acid can be toxic to children if licked or swallowed.
Okay, yeah. So don't eat poopsie poop. Don't eat poopsie poop.
Don't make a poop pizza out of that.
Okay, consider it done. All right. Let us continue on then.
Okay.
Let's move on to our next story. Will, what do we got?
Yeah. Okay. So here's the so there was a youth who fell victim to credit card fraud,
Mm-hmm.
but the culprit was his own pet fish. So what happened was, so it's like a channel that's it's famous for its clips of fish playing video games on Nintendo Switch. I've heard of this. I've never watched stuff like this, but so he's streaming this stuff, and the fish is making moves through motion detection tracking software to play the game, right? So and then, but then he left for a little bit. The video game crashed, but the gaming system continued to follow the fish's input. So it led the fish to the Nintendo store where you can buy games and other content. And so the fish bought stuff in the store. It bought like $3.85 worth of stuff in the Nintendo store.
That's
And
not
not good.
Yeah.
Luckily, it was only $3.85, but the owner came back and was stunned. So he had to call up Nintendo and explain the situation and request a refund, which was eventually granted, because he probably sounded crazy on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, and he had
He's
video
like,
of
"My
it.
Fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he had, there's the thieves right now. Those are the thieves.
Yep. Yeah, we're playing the video of fish playing games, and like, because I guess wherever they are, it like triggers something. I don't understand how they're typing in words. I don't know. I'm assuming that's the guy typing in words, because I don't know. I don't know how any of this is happening.
I guess the fish is like drifting over there it is.
Yeah,
And then
that's
it
probably-
like, and then, yeah. And it's like, it's almost like, a fish playing a game. I was trying to come up with an analogy, but I couldn't think of one.
Yeah, apparently this fish has beat earlier versions of Pokemon. Like, I don't understand how a fish randomly swimming beats a game that like some other humans haven't, but apparently this fish is very good at randomly swimming to places.
It's a very lively fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't feel as though this qualifies as credit card fraud. I feel like if a fish does something, like, it's your fish. So like if a fish does it, like, you did it. Like, that's on you for letting your fish control your video game system. Like, I don't think he should get the $3 back, in my opinion. Like, you did this. Because it's like when
you think you shouldn't get any
No.
money back?
No, because to me, it's like when you give your kid, like, you give your kid an iPad or something like that, and the kid buys, like, a bunch of shit, like, well, don't give your kid the iPad. Like figure out passwords and stuff like that. Like, that's on you. And I think, like, a fish is just a really dumb child. Like, I feel like the same rules generally apply. I think this guy, especially because it's $4, like, eat the $4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he made the phone call because, like, you know, time is money too.
Right.
And
exactly.
the amount of time you spend arguing about $3.85.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
let it
worth
go. Lynette's saying these topics are making me feel very old. Don't worry, Lynette, because the next topic we have coming up will be a very much a old person shake a stick at things. So stick around for topic number 3, because my story is all about shaking a stick at stuff. So,
Dustin's favorite pastime.
yep.
Hey, wait, though, I agree with the fish stuff, because it's only $4. I mean, you don't
Yeah.
want to waste money, but at the same time, now you learned your lesson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Swallow the $4. Enjoy whatever the fish bought for you.
Right.
And then turn it off when you leave the room so that it doesn't happen again.
Yeah. It was game related.
Right.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have let it kept going and see what else the fish could do. Just let the fish keep making transactions and maybe like put money on stocks
Yeah.
and like just let it roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Open up an E-Trade
Could be a
account or
lucky
whatever.
fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. Cool. Do we want to move on to our story number 3, where I can shake a stick at things?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So story number 3. A lot of times we like to make fun of how dumb Americans are, and that's fair because we are. We are not good at a lot of things. We make a lot of I'm a huge fan of polls that show how dumb people are. This time, my story is related to the UK. They went into the UK and asked people if they could confidently identify parts of their body. And it is shocking what parts of their bodies that they could not identify. I'm bringing up the stats right off the top here. Okay. Parts of their bodies they couldn't find. Only 63% of people could confidently find their heart. And I was like, that's upsetting to me. But more upsetting is only 63% of people could find their brain. Like, how? What? Who are the 37% of people who, when you say, where is the brain, are not sure? Like, these are exclusively adults. They were not asking like 3-year-olds. And I will also say that in the article, they pointed out the numbers are very skewed by the fact that women are 10% better than men are at identifying parts of their body. So that means that like probably only half of men could point to their brains, which would also mean jumping over to reproductive organs. That would imply that less than 50% of people could identify things like their penis. How? How does any of this make sense? I am very confused.
We need to go back to the actual question. So maybe the idea is they were asked, where are your reproductive organs? And they're like, what? And not realizing that their penis is part of that.
Okay, but okay, let's jump to, but I mean like lungs. At what point in your life did you not know where your lungs were? Will, at any point? Is there any point where you were ever confused as to like generally where on your body your lungs might be?
I have to say I'm blessed in that I always knew where my lungs were and my heart and my brain.
Yes.
Some of these other ones I'm a little iffy about. Because I know they're like a lot of them are around in the torso area, but I don't know if I'd be able to.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll give you kidney and bladder all day. Liver.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm on board.
We'll figure that part out.
Right. Appendix. I only know because they took it out of me. If you ask me where it was before they took it out of me, I would say like somewhere. Like I know because it hurt a lot, and I was like, oh, there. That's where it is. The thing that the article pointed out specifically was the rectum thing, where they pointed out that 45% of people did not know where their rectum was.
55.
Yeah.
Right. 55 people knew where it was. 45% of people did not know where it was. But when you factor in the fact that women are better at it than men, that means only half of men could confidently say that their rectum was where it was.
But I think.
God.
No. No, you go ahead.
No. But I think like the rectum one still like pales in comparison to brain. I just don't understand how that there's any human being that is ballparking where their brain is. That just seems like you're willfully being like I don't like. I don't know. I don't even have words for it because sometimes it's like, haha, it'd be like this. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I do. I think Joy has a thing because like not only like what am I saying? The rectum, like when I hear rectum, like I know what rectum means.
Okay.
But does everybody know what rectum means? But then when you like say like maybe anus, people might know.
Or butthole.
You know, like people might. But beehole,
yeah,
like they might know beehole. Like if I'm wondering if they're stopping cold at rectum. They're like rectum. What's that? I don't know. Like, are they just like not describing what it is, or?
Yeah.
But you guys are both being very kind to people. Just like because like rectum might be the one. That like, yes, it's scientific. Lungs, brain, and heart are not scientific. Like we draw a heart right here. And I know that like, yes, technically like there. But like, whatever. I'm pretty sure they would give you the benefit of the doubt. If you point to your general chest area, they're going to give it to you. My point is that the British people are just as dumb as we are. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to get across is that we like to think that we are the dumbest country and the smartest country, but British people are just as dumb as we are. And before I continue, I will also say the numbers are also very skewed by older people are far better at this than younger people are. When you got to rectum for younger people, it was 27% of people were confident where it was. For people under the age of 27.
Probably because they haven't had a colonoscopy yet.
That's true, but still, you just went to school. Like, you just finished school. At some point in school, they told you some shit. And I don't understand. Like, there are times where I have jokes and I don't have jokes here. I just have, like, this is insane.
You just get bigger. Does it make you feel better that we're not the dumbest country?
It does, but I still like, I've talked about this on the show before, but like, I have what I call like the white room fantasy, where I'm able to tap a person on the shoulder and then we both go to a white room and I can ask them questions and they'll forget about it afterwards. And I want to use my white room fantasy to interview these people and be like, how do you exist in the world if you don't know where your brain is? Like, tell me your whole life story. How did we get here? What's happening with you? I need to know. That's just like, that's what I really want to do, because I can't, my mind's constantly blown. Okay, let's move on. Before we move on. Yeah. Oh no, Will, go ahead.
No, I just had this thought just now, but I mean, like, by deduction, if I were like a detective and I didn't know where the brain was, like, everything is like funneled through this area. Like, everything that I experience is in this area.
Right.
Like, all my senses are like pretty much around here. So I would be able to deduce that it's like around here.
Somewhere here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So you have smart. You have
right.
logic.
Right. If you hadn't gone to school, you still would have figured it out. Before we continue, take a moment, if you can, to like and subscribe. It lets people know that you enjoy the show and that it's good content, and it reminds you when the show is. So please take a moment, if you can, to like and subscribe. It would make us so happy if you did.
Yes.
All right. Now it is time for us to move on to What the Fact. For folks who have not seen What the Fact before, in this segment, I will ask you guys trivia questions that you probably will not know the answer to, but that's fine, because that's part of the fun. You'll try and guess the answer. Chat will try and guess the answer, and we'll have a good time all around. So let's get to it. Our first question for What the Fact. And Will, I'm coming to you first. So Be ready. In Serbia, if you want to give a baby good luck, you should do what? Should you jump over the baby? Should you tell the baby it's ugly? Or should you wipe your spit on the baby?
Oh my.
Which of these things is considered good luck for babies in Serbia? One of these is definitely true.
Right.
None of them are good.
Yeah.
But one of them is true.
None of them are good.
Yeah.
So my guess, I think, like, jumping over a baby is relatively a low risk factor, because it's like, you can make that jump. I think most people can make that jump. Telling the baby it's ugly seems like one of those, like, break a leg kind of things. Like, it's like the opposite of what you are hoping or whatever. Wipe your spit on it. That's terrible. That's the most that's disgusting. I'm going to say A. I think it's jump over the baby.
You're gonna go with A. Okay.
Yeah. Am I able to tell you my runner-up?
Yeah, by all means.
Okay. My runner-up would be B.
Okay.
But my main choice is A.
Okay. Joy, what are you thinking? Lynette's going with B, just to help you out a little bit.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Lynette. My first instinct was B, because it feels like if you want to tell the baby something bad so that the opposite will happen. Mm-hmm. So if you tell a baby that it's beautiful and smart, then maybe it's really dumb and ugly. So, I mean, I will say my heart says B, but then I thought maybe A, because it feels like you jump over brooms to get married. Why not a baby to make it feel good or be good or have good luck, something like that. I'm going to go with B, and my runner-up will be A, which probably means the answer is C.
Okay. The actual answer, and here's what I will say. All of these answers are true for various countries. So all of them are good luck for babies in different countries. But only one of them is true in Serbia. And in Serbia, it's telling your baby that it's ugly.
We want to know that.
Yes. So, but the putting your spit on the baby is sort of like they want you to do that. You know that like thing. You know the thing that they do on like Ash Wednesday where they put like ashes on your forehead. They want you to do that with your own spit. So that's where C comes in, and the other one is just jumping over. Like the other one is more of a like in town period. Like in town, like one of the things they do when a person has a baby is they bring the baby to town and jump over it. But in Serbia, you're supposed to basically insult the baby, and by insulting the baby, it remains humble, and then we'll have good luck. So,
what were those other countries though for A and C?
I wish I remembered, but I don't. But just know,
I want you to guess.
One of them was Bosnia, and I want to say Greece was the other one, if I had to remember.
Okay, I'm gonna say the spit was Greece.
Yeah, that feels right. That feels right. Question number 2. Sea serpents. Were probably not sea serpents, but scientists are wondering when sailors saw sea serpents, they were seeing something. What were they seeing? What was the cause of sea serpent appearances? Was it beef jerky hallucinations because they had to bring a lot of beef jerky on boats, and a lot of it got corrupted, and therefore they would see crazy hallucinations? Was it dolphin orgies? Just a bunch of dolphins going at it, and it appeared as though it was a bigger fish, or was it giant whale penises? Just whale penises just sticking out of the water, and they looked a lot like serpents. Joy, I'm going to come to you first.
Okay, so is this one of those things where all of them could be true?
No, in this case, only one of them is true.
Okay. I feel like all of them could be true. I think. I'm gonna go. See, I love when Heather does this. She gives all these reasons. She really thinks it out, and I'm just like, probably it was this. I was initially gonna say mermaids.
Okay.
But that's not an option here.
It is not.
Beef jerky hallucinations kind of make sense because they didn't have refrigeration, but jerky doesn't need to be refrigerated. So I'm gonna say no to that.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
you got very intense.
I don't want it to be C only because that's a lot.
Well, to help you out, Topping is going with B, with dolphin orgies.
I was gonna go B.
Okay, well, that's going with C because she's 12. Okay, so.
That's the fun answer. I'm gonna go D. I'm gonna go B.
You're gonna go B. You're gonna go dolphin orgies. Okay.
Yeah, because I've heard that dolphins enjoy their proclivities. If you will.
They have a very swinging lifestyle. Will, what are you thinking?
I think I gotta go with giant whale penises.
Okay. Why? Because you're 12?
Well, now I'm rethinking it because now I'm leaning towards A. Well, I would think giant whale because aren't like, I don't know. Well, actually, maybe that doesn't make sense because I don't think whales position themselves that way. I don't think they go belly up on the ocean, unless I could be wrong about that. All right, rethinking the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with beef jerky hallucination. I'm gonna say that's probably what they were. That's probably what was going on.
Okay. All right. Part of my favorite thing about this segment is knowing that I'm making up fake answers. So part of my favorite thing is trying to figure out things that are possible that are not going to be so silly that you're not going to go with it. But so far we have B and C, and we have. Do we have an A? I don't remember, guys. I apologize.
No A's. No A's.
No A's.
Yeah. Sorry, Will went A.
Will went A. Joy went B. Topping went B.
Lynette went C.
Lynette went C. Lynette, you got it. It is giant whale penises.
Oh. I should have held tight.
Yeah, there's a particular type of whale that likes to just basically like float on its back and just has like a weird like corkscrewy kind of penis, and it just likes to stick it out of the water, and people thought it was some sort of other crazy fish, but it was just giant whale penises. So whenever you see like sea serpents on old timey maps, know that they're essentially drawing giant whale penises. So, yay science!
Good job, Lynette.
Yes, good job, Lynette. You know your giant whale penis is better than anybody else on the show. if there's going to be a question about Uranus, I'm going to do it. That's
Do you know
another.
where it is?
Yes, I do know where. I do know where it is. But you know what? Before they named Uranus or Uranus, but whatever. Before they named it Uranus, it actually had a different name. When it was first discovered, they named it something different.
Your mom?
We'll see. Not. I don't know why you got to be insulting, but Will, I'm going to come to you first on this one. So just be ready. Be ready with our options. What was the original name of Uranus before it was called that? Was it just called Meth?
Oh.
Was it called George? Or was it called Tater?
Oh my God!
Which
This is
which
the
was the
making of
original-
a great party.
Yeah. Which was
You
the
got meth and taters.
right? Exactly.
What else do you need?
So Will, tell me, what was the original name for Uranus before they decided to make the change?
This is a pretty tough one. I'm going to have to bring in my 50-50 on this one.
Okay.
Let's eliminate two of the answers. No.
That would definitely make it not 50-50, but okay.
Okay. So I feel like George is one of those things where it's like it's definitely not, or it definitely is. Like it could be like a. It would
That's
be like
true,
a
but-
sneak attack.
That's true about
answer, but
every.
it
That's true
also-
about every answer. That it is either the answer or it is not.
Yeah, you know, I have a feeling about all these answers that they could either be right or wrong,
Yes.
but that's just me. I'm gonna the Tater. I think I'm gonna cross that one out. I'm
Okay.
gonna say no to Tater.
Why?
Because it feels like that's a funny answer. Like
It feels like it's a blue collar comedy tour answer.
Yeah, exactly. It's a Ron White tater salad. I feel like meth is like probably has some sort of Greek meaning or Latin meaning behind it. George feels a little. I'm gonna go with meth.
You're gonna go with meth. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. To Joy, to help you out, Lynette is going with B. Lynette's going with George. But Topping is on the same train as Will. She's going with A.
Well, I was going to ask a question
Yeah.
about when this was originally named. Can you give us that information?
No. Because I don't know it. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm just saying. I'm saying it was a while ago. Like.
Well, I was going with the same idea as Will, is that like meth could have been like could have meant something in those mythologies. It was all mythological stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Tater and George, it's not going to be that if this was named back in like 1100 BC or something. Couldn't have been. We didn't have telescopes. They didn't know. They didn't know it was there. Look, I'm overthinking it. I'm going to go with it.
You're going to go with A.
Yeah.
All right. So.
But I want it to be Tater.
You want it to be Tater. Okay.
Yeah.
Or George. It is not Tater. Doing Will's 50-50. It is not Tater. It is in fact George. It was. Yes. It was named after the king. And by virtue of naming it after the king gave him like all this money. The guy who invented it gave him like all this money, gave him like a house. He lived in like opulence for the rest of his life because he named a planet after King George. And then pretty much like after King George died, they were like, yeah, we're not naming it that. And they agreed to change the name of it to Uranus. So it was in the beginning called George after the king, and then it got changed. So it could have been. I agree. I prefer if it had been Tater. I wanted it to be Tater or Meth, but sadly it is George. That's still a great name for a planet. I still wish there was a planet just named George, but there is not. But there was at a different time in our lives. So that is our What the Facts for today, guys. Hopefully you learned something that you can bring out into the world and let everybody know. And just start calling Uranus George from now on. I highly encourage everybody to call Uranus George for the rest of their lives. Which brings us to Would You Rather, which means we're coming to you, Joy Masters, to kick us off for Would You Rather.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. So,
Okay.
Hold on, I got my thing. Where did it go? I lost my. Oh, here we are. Okay. Would you rather? Whoops, I lost it again. Would you?
I can bring it up.
No, I can do this. Would you rather be able to fall asleep easily, but have trouble waking up, which is my natural state, used to be anyway, or have trouble falling asleep but waking up easily?
That's why I gave it to you, because I knew that this was a very you problem that you actually like.
I do actually have a problem.
Yeah.
I have a hard time waking up. It doesn't matter what time I've gone to bed. It does not matter how much sleep I've gotten, or even the quality of sleep that I've gotten. I'm terrible at getting up. So, okay, since this is my question, I get to ask the person first. I'm going to go to you, Will. Which would you rather?
At first I was like, oh, easy. Easy waking up, because I have trouble waking up. But then I remembered that with that comes it's difficult to sleep.
Yeah.
So I was like, I heard easy waking up, and then I was like, oh, easy to fall asleep and easy I'll take that. But that's what everybody wants. I'm gonna go. I just know that whenever I do have trouble sleeping, it's extremely painful. I hate that feeling of not being able to sleep. So I'm gonna go with easy falling asleep and hard to wake up, because hard to wake up is, at least you get this, you're stretching and you're like going back to sleep. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
But not being able to sleep is like,
it's the worst.
Horrible. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fall asleep easy. Makes sense. You make good points. Yeah. Justin, what about you?
I'm gonna go with hard to fall asleep, easy to wake up.
Well, that's what you already have.
I know. That's why I'm going with it. That's what I already do. Because like I get so I'm already not like cranky at night, but I'm already just sort of like tired. Like I've started to just if I'm having trouble falling asleep, I've started just bringing I had this tradition of not bringing my phone into the bedroom, because I feel like Joy already does. So if something bad happens, they'll call Joy. But if otherwise, I just don't want to hear about it until the morning. But I've because I've had trouble falling asleep, I've started bringing my phone into the bedroom so that I can at least remember a joke if I can't fall asleep. I was like, oh, that thing, I'll tell that, maybe it'll be dumb. But I know that I'm already just sort of at night. So I'd rather be at night, because it's already the end of the day, and then be able to be fresh in the morning and not super cranky and just be able to pop up. So I just think that for the good vibes of the day, falling asleep hard and waking up easy is the way to go. What about you, Joy?
Well, so I would like to know what it feels like to be easy to wake up. I've never, ever had that. So, even when I was little, terrible at waking up. I don't know what it is. I kind of want to feel what that is, but at the same time, to Will's point, and not that I'm trying to side with the guest, but I have those times where it's hard for me to fall asleep in the last couple of years. Maybe pandemic related, maybe menopause related. We don't know. But still, it sucks real hard having to lie there. And maybe that's because I still have a hard time waking up in the morning, and I'm going to bed with a hard time, if that makes sense. So I've got the worst of both worlds. Whereas I see, if I may, in the chat, Topping says wake up easily because she feels as though it would be easy to wake up. It means she won't be grumpy pants about how hard it is to go to sleep. So this is hard. I love sleeping. I think it's one of the best things. I would do it for a living if someone could. I take naps all the time, delicious naps. So this is actually a hard one for me. I think I'm still gonna stick to. Hey, here, since it's my question, I'm gonna instate a new rule.
Okay.
Every 6 months you can switch it if you want.
Okay.
But you have to every 6 months. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to start with hard to fall asleep, easy to wake up, and then I'm going to switch back to my easy fall asleep.
So it's your question. Like, I'm going to make a rule, both. Like that's like I think that's cheating. That might be cheating, but it's your question, so I'll let you.
You didn't say I couldn't.
No, I mean I think it's implied. I think not cheating is implied in rules. Like that's why they're rules.
I didn't see the written rules. It's not written.
Okay, I mean you did. I sent you the document. You got the frequently asked questions document that I send out. So
Yeah,
you
it doesn't say. It does not say I cannot do that.
It's gonna from now on.
Yeah. See, I'm finding the holes in your game, Theodore.
All right, cheater lady. Bring you on as a guest host, and you cheat right off the bat.
This is why I'm not a regular host.
All right, do you want to move on to question number 2, since we've all answered? Head on over to Will.
All right. So, would you rather turn all whoopee cushions into landmines, or have everyone in the world go blind for 5 minutes?
Which this is a dark one. I acknowledge that this is a dark one. But
Okay. Can I ask a follow-up question?
Yeah.
Is it just one time they go blind for 5 minutes? Or is it a periodic thing?
Are you asking me?
Well, I guess you get to answer that.
Okay, so you're asking, is everybody going blind at the same time, or they're doing it at a different time?
Or, well, that's a good way to clarify it. But I also was wondering, does it only happen once for 5 minutes? Or does each individual person do it whenever you want for 5 minutes?
I think it only happens once for 5 minutes.
Okay. And you don't know if it happens all at the same time or if it's...
I think it's everybody at the same time.
Okay.
For 5 minutes.
Okay, gotcha. All right, thank you. I have my answer when you're ready to come to me.
Dustin, you went last time, so how about you go first this time?
I've been debating this one for a while, and I'm gonna go with whoopee cushion landmine, because I don't think there are a lot of whoopee cushions to begin with, even though bizarrely we have one on our kitchen table because Joy randomly got one like a few days ago. Before that, I can't remember the last time that I did, but like once you realize it's a landmine, you just go, okay, I'm gonna call the cops. And like the odds of you having been playing with it at that time are very low. So I feel like you're talking about like at any one time, maybe there's like 100 people sitting on a whoopee cushion and all those people blow up, and that's like a super bummer. But in terms of everybody going blind for 5 minutes one time, like there's going to be a lot of people on highways. There's going to be a lot of people like in semi-dangerous situations that are not expecting to go blind for 5 seconds or for 5 minutes. So I feel like given the number of people and the way that we act and the prevalence of whoopee cushions, I got to go with whoopee cushion, because like 90% of whoopee cushions are probably like in a warehouse somewhere, you know, that like are never going to see the light of day, and people just go, hey, never go into the whoopee cushion warehouse ever again. So I'm going whoopee cushion. What about you guys? Okay.
I disagree.
Sure.
You're wrong, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're wrong.
No, you're wrong.
No, if my opinion can be wrong, then your opinion is also wrong.
I'm empirical, but go ahead.
Here's the thing. Hear me out. Okay, couple things. Whoopee cushions, we don't know where they all are, because people will get them randomly in the mail from a friend of theirs, like I did, and then they put them somewhere and they forget about them. And 2, or B, whichever way I started, secondly, is that you don't, because you know where they all are, there's also people that do know where they are, and it's like magicians and those pranksters. Okay. Probably carry a top, I guess, have a bunch of them, so a lot of people are going to die. So you, sir, are saying you will want people to die rather than have 5 minutes of blindness. And here's the other part of it. It's all going to happen at the same time. We schedule it noon on January 31st, noon Eastern Standard Time. Don't be anywhere where you need to see for 5 minutes.
Well, that's different. That's you're cheating again.
I am not cheating.
You're
You just
cheating.
didn't answer the right questions, sir.
You're cheating again.
Not cheating.
Because if you can tell everybody, then both of them are equally as like safe. Because if you could just say like, hey, every whoopee cushion becomes a landmine, you can just tell everybody, hey, on Thursday, all the whoopee cushions are going to become landmines. Go get rid of whoopee cushions, and then nobody gets hurt. It's the same thing as making everybody blind for 5 minutes. The whole point of it is that people don't see it coming. And as Topping points out in her comments, people are going to be driving, or they're going to be like, I guess a certain percentage are going to be practicing on a high rope. Yeah, I mean, I think that number is probably low, but she's right. There's going to be a certain percentage of people who are doing that.
That's why you say, guess what, everybody? 5 minutes of blindness.
Right, but if you're scheduling it, I did not realize how much of a would you rather cheater you are. But Will, this is your question, so I'm expecting you to call her out. I know that you're our guest, but you gotta put the hammer down on her because she's cheating.
Will, it's his question.
Yeah.
Well, I am gonna go with everyone blind.
Okay.
Wait, am I picking?
Yeah.
Am I picking?
Well, yeah.
I am picking. Okay.
Yeah, you get to pick.
Or I'm saying which one of you is right.
No, you're just making you're making your preference. I'm right, but you get to decide what you think.
Well, if I'm driving a car,
yeah,
I'd like to act it out. But if I'm driving a car and I suddenly go blind, I would like go whoa! I would hit the brake. I would go whoa, and I imagine everybody would do. Or if I'm walking, and I suddenly went totally blind, I would stop. Be like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And it's 5 minutes, so I don't think that's like a long time. So it's like, what's going on? 5 minutes of panic, then everything goes back to normal. The whoopee cushion thing, like if it's a landmine, like anything that like you don't even have to sit on it for it to activate. You could just be like, you could bump into it or something like that. So it's like, where is there a lot of whoopee cushions? Party City. What's in Party City? Children.
Yeah.
Sure.
Our future.
Yeah.
So hey, I hate to pull down the kids card, but I throw that down.
Thank you. Yes, I agree.
Right, but we could all play that game. Okay, if we want to play the kids game, we can play the kids game because you know who's on highways? Mothers with kids in their cars and SUVs, and then all of a sudden they can't see, and then all the SUVs crash into each other, and everybody's dead. So, I would say we can all play the kids card if we want to. How many people are in Party City? How many, really, in any given time, how many people are in Party City versus in SUVs? More people are in SUVs. That's why I have empirically won this contest. So
it's true. I'm surprised the Party City's still hanging on. There's barely anyone.
Yeah.
Right. Doesn't it just become one of those Christmas tree places for a little while? Are there the year-round Christmas tree stores that are only happening in places that are more suburban? I don't know. I don't know how the world works.
Here at
Two
Halloween.
different stores, Dustin.
All right, moving on to question number 3. Because moving on to question number 3. Okay, this is just a Spider-Man one. This is just, would you rather have Spider-Man's ability to shoot webs out of his wrists and swing around places, or would you rather have his ability to stick to walls and climb around, so his sticky fingerness? Yeah. Will, I'll come to you first. Would you rather web shooters or sticky finger? Maybe don't think of it that way. Maybe don't think of it as sticky fingers, but you get it.
Okay. Yeah, no, totally. Well, I mean, with the web shooters, I guess you could there's something across the room. Let me go get it. Swoop, gimme, something like that. And then you can swing from buildings, which I don't think would really come in handy if you didn't have any other powers. To swing from one thing to the next, I think you would need super strength to go along with it, or extra sensory things. I think that would so the sticking to the walls feels a little more practical for my own life in terms of maybe hanging things and easily getting up. Maybe you take the elevator. I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna do this up the side of the building. I'm trying to think of the other benefits of the web shooters. I guess if you do that thing where sometimes he'll make a bed for somebody, it'll be with a bad guy, he'll throw him and then this one's for you, and then he'll make a little web bed, and the bad guy will and he's hanging there. I don't know if that would come in handy either. I think I would need other powers for that to be accompanied by. So I'm gonna go with the stick to the wall.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Chat's coming in pretty heavily on web shooters. Top England and both really love the web shooter idea. What about you, Joy? Are you with them?
Well, I mean, they're smart, so I should follow them. But my initial feeling was stick to the wall because I also worry about the web shooter not having enough strength to actually hold on and swing places. That's what I was imagining. Whereas the sticky thing, I don't know if I'd have to be strong.
I mean, let's just say, for the sake of argument, just so we can keep it on fair ground, that because it's already coming from your wrist, that it's solidified to your hand. So you'll always be able to hold on to it if you want to, because it's all part of your body essentially.
But I already have bad shoulders. I'm worried. Look, I want to take you out there. Maybe some other things come along with it.
Okay.
Pointing out the fact that you could do things with the web, I appreciate that. But sticking to the wall is something I would probably actually do. You would just come home and I'd be hanging on the wall. Look how tall I am. It looks so different from up here. You know what? I'm going to go with web shooters because let's say that I actually have the ability to do it. Bad shoulders and mechanical disinclinement considered. That I could actually jump over things, get to things, make things for people. I'm going to learn how to weave. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. So you're going to make sweaters. You want to have the web shooter so you can make sweaters for people.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Okay. I've been going back and forth on this one pretty heavily because when we started the show, I said stick to walls. Although I started thinking well, what am I going to do with sticking to walls? And really changing light bulbs easier is all I came up with. Because when Will pointed out I'll climb up the side of the building, it's yeah, but I locked the window. You know what I mean? Just getting that fucking window open is a pain in the ass. And I have a fear of heights. So but that also goes against web shooter. I realize that web shooter, in terms of how it works in Manhattan, how it works in the comic books versus how it works here, there are no streetlights for you to hang off of in the way that just magically happens. There's nothing you would just bounce into buildings with a web shooter. But I like the idea of never having to get up and just web shooting things and having them sort of suck back, even though in my mind it's a drink and I know that I would get the drink all over the goddamn place because it's not gonna stay up just because I wanted to. But I also know that it is good for fighting crime. If I am getting mugged, I can web shooter somebody to the wall and run away real quick, or web shoot their hand or something like that. So I feel just in terms of feeling less danger, I would go with web shooters. But I'm torn. So, but I'm gonna go with web shooters and not sticking to the walls. And guys, that was our last question. That's kind of the end of our show here. We covered everything. I know it feels like it was it just started. Will, thank you so much for being part of our show.
Thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Yeah. Where can people find out more about what you got going on and all that?
At Will Purpura on Instagram. I should have made it a pun, but it's just my name. It's that name.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Other side.
Wait a minute.
Go with
Other
those.
side.
Go back the other way.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, come back.
This
Now you got it.
this name is me, and this is where I post all my stuff, like my funny reels and memes and show days.
Awesome. Cool. And Joy, what do you got going on?
Well, you just missed a great show I had last week.
Sorry. Wow, there's a lot of sass right there.
Yeah, you got some sass on your way, sir. No, you can find me at the Armory on Fridays, like every other Friday, 8 p.m. with my team Babble Scrabble.
Including this Friday, if I remember correctly.
This Friday, yeah, 8 p.m. We'll be there doing our thing at the Tink. It's at the Tink.
And on Instagram?
Oh, yep.
Okay.
I mean, is it on Instagram?
No, I'm saying we can find you on Instagram.
Oh,
After
yeah, you want. Yeah, sure.
Yes.
I put some pictures up there. I'm not as good about the show, so I should get better about that.
Okay.
In the story, I can do it in the stories. If someone else does a story, I've learned how to add that to my story.
Okay, cool.
Send me stories so I can add them.
And for me, you can always follow Super Important Stuff on Instagram and find out about our upcoming guests and find out about other behind the scenes fun stuff. And if you want to see me, you can actually see me on Will's show. I'm coming on Will's show on the road virtual stand up show on 2/23. Is that's the right naming for it, right? I pretty much got it. I think head over to Twitch, Twitch/Comedy Hub, and yeah, I think that about does it, guys. Will, thanks so much for being part of the show.
Thank you.
And we will see you all next week. Heather will be back, but thank you, Joy, for sitting in. You were amazing. And we will see you guys next week.